This world ain't fair, and don't nobody care. We solemnly swear, it's in the air, drama popping everywhere. It's no love, ain't no feelings to spare. We solemnly swear to keep it 100. We solemnly swear to keep it 100. So have a seat, strap up, and let's go. Let's go. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the show.
It's a big radio.
It is.
Hey, Alicia.
Hey, Luke.
How are you?
I'm not too bad, baby. How about you?
I'm baby.
You're always baby to me.
Aw.
I missed Alicia last week.
I did.
Man, there was a lot of motherfuckers here last week. I'm
It
glad I
was.
wasn't.
Yeah,
A whole
it
fucking
was.
gang of
It was a. Yeah, Adam was sitting here, and he was.
He had drank too much. He let that talk to him
I
the whole
know.
show.
He was letting he was talking.
Yeah, it was interesting, man. All right. Anyway, y'all ready to pod?
Let's pause. It's a easy Sunday morning or what? We seem real laid back this morning.
I'm very
Hungover.
That's the word I'm looking
That's
for.
what you're
Yeah,
looking
that's
for.
the word I'm looking for. I feel like a teacher beat the shit out of me.
God
Let's go.
Damn.
Yes, indeed. Hello out there, listening land. Ladies and gentlemen, you are now tuned in to the biggest, baddest motherfucking podcast in the land. We are coming to you live from legendary Lab 7 Studios, home of the infamous Roundtable, which we are part of right now. We are powered by the man, the myth, the legend, my main man, Mr. Super Producer D. Francis. What else? Come on, give me some, y'all.
Man, this beat. What's this beat all about?
Hey, listen. We Solemnly Swear podcast, ladies and gentlemen. Hey, how y'all doing?
Hey, man.
Hey. All right. Turn the teacher beat down. Salute to the teachers. I know I can be what I want to be.
That's a lie.
I felt the same way when I first heard the song. I was like, listen to these little bad motherfuckers. No, you're not. These niggas probably drug dealers now.
Second grade slinging.
Right. Alicia, hey, man, where you been?
Oh, man, I think I've been drinking too much. I couldn't make it last week because I was hungover. I barely made it today because I was hungover.
All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we got Alicia on the motherfucking house.
Good morning.
Hey.
Welcome back.
Thank you, baby.
Of course, we got my man, D. Francis in the motherfucking house.
Super producer, man, the myth, the motherfucking legend. And as always, we've got the beautiful, what's some good, what's the words? Synonyms? The breathtaking.
The breathtaking. There you go. That's
Look at
hey, yeah,
today.
the women love that breathtaking. Come on now. The women love that breathtaking shit.
Look at y'all with these adjectives going on
Okay.
in here. Come through.
Obviously, I'm
Okay,
still trying.
so that would be Queen Kratina, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes.
The queen.
No, we're not booing her. No. We
Yeah.
clapping for Miss Kratina.
There you go. The breathtaking.
Breathtaking. They love that shit. Well, I'm telling you. Man.
I'm telling you,
Gas
and them
in the
forehead kisses. Come
The
on.
forehead
For her
kisses.
kisses. Jesus
Yeah.
Christ. I've never mind. I'm gonna leave that alone.
Thank you.
All right.
And on my T-shirt, can y'all put the crown on my T-shirt too?
Oh,
What T-shirt?
The T-shirt that Alicia promised that he was gonna give me, but I ain't got yet.
What's going on, Alicia?
Man, she got to do something strange for some change. Forget that.
That's what I'm talking
You know
about.
what I'm
I mean,
Oh,
we was already twerking on the table.
It's a pay-to-play kind of business out here. You know what I'm saying?
Y'all just
so-
motherfucking wrong.
So what you think I did to get my T-shirt?
I know he had you back that thing up.
Oh no! Hold on. Oh.
And the boy was dropping it like it was hot.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. So, Kratina, how you doing?
I'm doing good.
You look amazing.
Thank you.
You going somewhere after this or something?
Okay, she gotta be.
Yeah, we look.
Now, what if she says shit like, "No, I'm going home to sleep"? I'm like, "Nigga, you look too good." They stop it.
I think I'm a Sunday fun day. I don't know, but this rain is kind of making me like, I'm gonna go home and watch NCIS. I'm on season 18.
God damn.
Damn. Season 18 of I can never watch
It's-
18 seasons of anything.
It is 20 seasons. I love that show.
NCIS?
Yeah.
Oh, that's a good show, actually. I
It
mean, I haven't
is
watched 20
really-
seasons, but I stopped about 6-7 years ago. I stopped watching.
I think it's the, it's
Jethro
the
Gibbs.
it's the creative side of me. Like, I love a good story.
Yeah.
And for 18 seasons, they capture you the way they bring in characters and exit characters. They don't like kill them off.
No.
You know what I'm saying? They actually let the characters develop. It's a
Keep
good
talking, we
story.
listening.
That's
She's going to hell.
That's the wrap it up. You take it too long to get
That's
to
that
the
Grammy.
But
that Grammy
I'm
shit.
just saying, I was really into English when I was in school, and I think it's a good story.
Wait a minute. Who is that? Hello?
What's up? It's the world's most hated English teacher.
Oh, wow.
Ridgemont4s Finest.
Oh my God. Ridgemont4s Finest in the motherfucking building.
hated.
All right. So
Oh, here we go.
We got superstars in the building.
yes, we do. Like
We do.
for real. Why y'all don't know? Y'all probably don't know this. Hey, how you doing today, baby?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I've been better.
I've been better.
It's okay. We're going to get you there.
Yeah. Hi, y'all ready to pod?
Yeah, we
Let's
ready.
discuss. We got a lot of things to. Well, not a lot of things to discuss, but we got a few things to discuss.
All right. Yeah, for sure. Because what's your profession?
I'm a teacher.
Damn.
And
You already know what time it is.
What are the
20 plus
chances?
year vet.
What are the motherfucking chances? All right, let's go. All right, everybody at the round table, please put your right hands up. All right, we're going to start with Christina. Ma'am, do you solemnly swear to keep it 100?
100.
All right, Mr. Alicio, sir, do you solemnly swear to keep it 100?
100, sir.
Ridgemont4s Finest. Ma'am, do you solemnly swear to keep it 100?
100. Let's get it.
Mr. Luke, are you keeping it 100?
Nope. All right, let's go.
We already knew that. We already
No, I
knew
do.
that.
100. All right, ladies, and I can finally say ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen, what's in the news today?
You watched that fight last night, baby?
Did I watch it? Of course I did. You talking about that blow to the goddamn liver?
Man, it just was a jab. That boy just threw a little jab out there and just poor little Ryan Garcia just. What'd you say, Luke? What did he do?
He folded like a goddamn lawn chair.
No, you say he kneeled like who?
Oh, like Kaepernick.
What,
That
kneeled
nigga
like
was doing his Black Lives Matter shit, man.
that boy.
Salute to Ryan. Salute to Ryan for being a bum. No, he's not a bum. He just, he wasn't ready.
Salute to Ron for getting that bag.
Well, he
Mayweather
got that
put
bag,
together
yeah.
a
What-
good fight. He
what
knew
bag?
he was going to get a bag.
He didn't get a
Didn't
bag.
he forfeit his shit?
His bag got to Tank.
Yeah.
2 days before the fight, they bet each other's purse like winner take all.
Ain't no man, boy.
Man, ain't no way.
I
big
the
dummy.
hell I'd have did that.
And it looked like Tank's mom was jumping up and down when he agreed to take the whole purse. We
Yeah.
finna be rich. She was ready counting the money.
All right.
All right. Well, good fight.
Yeah, it really
Yeah, I'm
wasn't.
saying it
It really wasn't. It really, really wasn't. And
I just thought they was going to give me more. I think all the shit they talked, I just
Exactly.
knew it was going to be like blow for blow type of fight.
Ryan Garcia definitely needs a different trainer than the one he has. That old white lady that he has for a trainer.
I just want to say with that ugly ass toupee.
He just ain't it. He just ain't it. He
Yeah,
need to
he-
go somewhere else with that.
He need a trainer like out the gutter. I think them be the good trainers. You got to be in there. fight.
There's a lot of good ones. I mean, even like Freddie
Those
Roach.
goddamn fight experts here at the round table.
I mean,
man. God damn.
I am a fight expert.
No, I'm mainly talking about Christina talking that shit.
I mean, because I watch boxing, but I'm just like, if you gonna get in the ring and
Yeah.
you didn't talk that much shit, you got to be able to back it up.
Yeah.
The problem with
I
Ryan
agree.
Garcia is he stands up too straight when he fights. If you're fighting Tank Davis, a little dude, you should be down covering up, and he's just up.
Yeah, he did when he got that
Straight up.
motherfucking chin checked in the second
And
round.
that's why he got hit here too, because he's just standing straight up.
All that's wide open.
Well, yeah, wide
He
open.
motherfucking fixed that stand.
And that little powerhouse of fucking Tank Davis. that motherfucker
Exactly.
made him pay for it. But it's gonna be a rematch, big money ahead. There's gonna be a lot of money made, and congratulations to Tank. He's gonna be the face of boxing for a little while.
All right. Speaking of boxing,
Wow. What a way to bring it all together.
Okay.
no. Speaking of boxing, listen, we saw all this week. The internet has pretty much been on fire with the great debate, right? Of the student versus the substitute teacher, right?
Right.
Y'all saw that?
Yeah.
So I don't know what happened, but I do know that she was arrested. Let's listen to it.
Police have charged both a student and a teacher for a fight at a Rocky Mount High School that was posted on social media earlier this week. The fight happened on Monday in a classroom. Xaviera Steele, a substitute teacher, was charged with a simple assault, as was the student through juvenile petition. Police said no injuries were reported. A video posted on social media showed the student confronting a teacher, with the two ending up in a fight on the floor of the classroom. Steele was on top of the girl during the video. The teacher was released on a written promise to appear in court.
Okay.
Man, you know what? That's one of the hardest jobs to me.
What's that?
Teachers and police people. I think those are some of the hardest jobs because you're dealing with, individuals every day that have all this. You don't even know what they're going through. Like, I don't know what these students are going through, just like the students don't know what the teachers are going through. But we know these kids is bad as fuck right now. And shit, people snap after a while.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how long she didn't seem like she's been a teacher that long. She looked young to me. I don't know. I could be wrong. But, some of these people.
Does anybody know?
She was a sub.
She was a sub, but she said she's been working in education. So she did her background story. She came on social media and said, hey, here's the teacher. Here's my story.
Mm-hmm.
So she said she's been working in education for several years. This is her first year. Well, she had been a sub at this school for a year. And there have been previous incidents going on at this school district on this campus where they have, been telling administration like, hey, these kids, wow, like y'all need to do some shit about it. But I think it's important for us to know the backstory about this particular situation, right? So,
sure.
And this is all from the students and their perspectives on Twitter with everybody else in the classroom. So it was a sub. Teacher left explicit instructions. So it was during some kind of power hour. So I'm assuming it's their intervention time, which everybody in the country got to do these House Bill 45 intervention hours. So I'm assuming it's that going on. So the teacher said, hey, during this particular time, phones are away. So everybody had given their phone up. So according to the students, this girl was taking pictures and video of the sub because everybody saw sub got fat ass.
I'm sorry, hold on. So according to, you say at this time phones are up. So are phones permitted in class now?
Man, that shit's so shaky. Phones, it depends on the school, right? Everybody got different rules when it comes to cell phones in schools.
Okay.
Every district has a different policy. You ain't gonna beat that shit though, because the kids gonna do what they want to do. A lot of schools go on the whole not seen, not heard, not taken rule. So put the shit up unless we tell you to put it up. If it's out, then we got that.
Or if it goes off or something like that. Okay.
Yeah. But if they voluntarily ask for it, most students give it up because it's the relationship they have with the student, with the teacher. So this time, everybody got their phones up, but this little girl was allegedly taking pictures and videos of the sub and her body. So when it was time to give it back, she was being disrespectful, and the sub was like, hey, I want you to delete those pictures. And of course, she go on 10, I ain't deleting shit, yada, yada, yada. So she's trying to call the administration. If you don't delete this, I'm going to call the administration, then you can deal with them about your phone. So that's when we see the shit go like it went.
Yeah, that's when we seen the,
But I do understand why she was taking them pictures. The teacher had a fat ass.
Oh, man.
Huh?
The teacher had a fat ass.
Yeah, wait. Did she have panties on?
Oh, here we go.
I'm just asking because I looked like when she was on the ground, I saw ass.
You saw ass. But Christina, you and I, as members of the Big Booty Bitch Club.
Come on, talk your shit.
Okay.
I'm in for this.
I can.
All of a sudden,
Hold on, Alicia.
But
Let the big booty talk.
she could have had on
She had on
panties.
panties, some shit
And
thrown up.
that's
Them shits
right.
Go play hide and seek. They was up in there. Or she could have had on the thong.
And when she pulled them out, Alicia, do you think that? Never mind. I'm gonna leave that alone. All right. So
You think she intended on getting into a brawl and showing her ass for the whole internet to see?
absolutely not. But
I'm glad she did.
there we go. Absolutely.
Such a man.
Huh?
Such a man.
Absolutely. That's all we care about. We don't care about the kids, the fight. We just
Y'all saw
happy we saw some ass.
But let's be realistic.
Come on now.
As an adult, you get chastised by these children that are disrespecting you in and out, especially for substitute teachers. They treat substitute teachers the worst.
Yeah.
They feel like they can get away with everything. They can treat them any kind of way.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to talk shit. They're going to push these teachers. I'm sure these teachers are sick and tired of. But it's not the same as a teacher that is the Monday through Friday. She's dealing with these students because she's already established a relationship.
Shit, we sick of them too.
Well, no, I'm sure you're sick and tired of them, but you've already established a relationship where,
the rapport is
right,
there.
there's a rapport.
Right.
But when substitute teachers are there, it's a free for all. You're trying to see what you can get away with. You're trying to see how you can embarrass them. You're trying to see. I remember being just a piece of shit to subs. So I know these kids have gotten worse. At a certain point, you're going to get tired and snap of all this fucking disrespect. I understand it. If that was my child and she was acting that way and that teacher beat her ass, she deserved that ass beaten.
Well, you understand. So you understand it and you think it's okay. You think that it was appropriate?
I don't think it was appropriate, but I understand.
But see, that's
that's
hold
the
on real
point.
quick. See, this is the thing though, with a lot of shit in society. When you say you understand, but it's not appropriate, which side do you fall on then?
I think you could be on both
And what's
because
the
you can have
problem when it comes to that?
you can have an understanding of something. That don't mean that you condone it or not. I feel like first of all, I just feel like as a parent, you teach your child some fucking respect. The girl, first of all, should not be recording this lady ass. This is
Where'd that story
grown-ass
come
woman.
from, by the way? That
Twitter, the students were putting their accounts of what happened.
And that's
Students
kind
were in the classroom.
that's the consensus of what was actually happening?
Yes,
Yeah.
yeah. And also, I forgot to add this because this was on Facebook and Twitter as well from the different students' account. And the teacher, when she gave her account of what happened, she already knew she was finna go there. She told her friend who had her phone back, record this shit because I'm about to beat this bitch ass. So
That was the student talking.
Already setting it up.
So she had an audience. She thought she got bested, but you thought you were finna put on the show. You wanted it to be recorded because you said, I'm finna beat this bitch ass.
And again, to me, that falls on the parent. Like, that's just lack of discipline at home and a lack of respect for authority for adults, period.
Okay.
Because there's no way in hell you as a child, right, feel like you could beat a bitch ass. No. You know what I'm saying? Like, as a kid.
It shouldn't be, but I mean.
But that shouldn't be your mind frame. You're there to fucking learn. And she learned a valuable lesson.
Did she though?
If you run
No,
up,
I don't believe so.
Because did you see how she was acting afterwards?
No.
She was still, clearly her mama didn't take her phone away because she was still showing her ass. So this girl created a GoFundMe that said, titled, "For My Dick Since Y'all All On It." Okay?
What?
Yeah. And then was still on her social media talking shit, talking about how her friends, all y'all supposed to be this, y'all turned on me, y'all ain't real friends. Nah, you told us to record this shit. We did what you told us to do. So she's still.
So is her mama disrespect? Like, I just have an issue, like, as a parent, I just cannot fathom to let my child act an ass like this and embarrass the fuck out of me.
It happens every day, baby.
So back to Alicia's point about understanding and something and me asking about is it appropriate or not? And you saying that two things can be true at one time. I believe that. So if this teacher gets in trouble, she got arrested. We just heard.
Well, they both got arrested.
They both got charged.
Yeah, but I'm just talking about that I'm an adult, so I'm speaking from the adult standpoint, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, you just got arrested. I don't know she's not a teacher, so it kind of makes it a little. I don't want, because she didn't lose her career. She's not on jeopardy of losing her career, right?
Yeah, because if she got arrested and it's assault on a minor, then I would think that she can't work around children any other place.
Yeah, but is subbing a career? I don't know. I'm asking.
Subbing is definitely a career. It depends on which. It's a lot of people that retire from teaching to go into subbing, and some people, we have permanent long-term subs, we have resident subs. People make it a career.
I'm finna go be a sub, man.
Yeah, it ain't worth the damn, but people make it a career. But then you also look at, this is I keep saying North Carolina school, but it's not. It's something NC. Their policy. Let's talk about policy and procedure. They have a policy that says a teacher has the right to defend themselves against a student attack within reason. So then you get into the whole, well, what's reasonable or not? Because is that why she's been arrested? Because what was reasonable? So people are saying, once she had her on the ground and she was not a danger anymore, even though girl was still swinging on the ground, the way she kept pummeling her, was that reasonable? Like, were you out of scope at that point? Once you had her on the ground.
Well, what about before that, though? So, like, was she attacked?
The student swung first.
Yeah.
Now, I don't know what video you two saw. I didn't see that.
Okay, so I don't know. Let me ask you what you saw. So first of all, and a lot of teachers have this, we call it, some of us have actual red tape, some of us have imaginary red tape, right? So
I got that shit too. It's called a square.
Yeah, this is my square. Like, you, and students know you don't cross, I don't care what the hell I got going on over here, you don't cross my square. If you want to borrow my staple and it's on my desk, you better ask me because you don't come into my shit. So once a girl came in there, the teacher is grabbing the phone. We see the teacher trying, she's on the phone trying to call for assistance, and the student is reaching around her. So when she's coming around her, we see the teacher use her body to kind of like
bitch, get off me. Yeah.
So I feel like she was reasonable to say, hey, move around, don't hit me. And we hear her say, don't hit me once or twice before it started. Now, when they started, I think what snapped in the teacher's head, and I don't know if y'all saw the teacher's video after, a girl grabbed the front of her braids. So when the teacher went to talk and they fell down, the girl was grabbing her braids as they fell to the ground. She pulled this much out of this lady's hair.
I'd have mindly wiped her motherfucking ass too.
When this
First
lady
of all,
got,
I don't even touch my hair.
When this lady got on the video, all this shit was plugged out. The girl pulled her hair out.
I'd have mindly wiped that bitch too.
All right, so this is why a lot of times when you speak on shit, having the full, even though we're
It ain't gonna happen like that most times where you get the full
100% story.
the whole story, right? My opinion when I saw that, it was just about teachers fighting the students. I said that there's no excuse for this shit. At the end of the day, you have a responsibility as an adult in the classroom to be the adult.
Yeah, but I disagree with that. I feel like you can be in any situation, right? I feel like as a human, you have rights to defend yourself, whether it's against anybody that you feel dangerous. First of all,
I agree with that, though.
Like, just human behavior. It's fight or flight. Anytime you feel in danger, your natural reaction is to fight your way out. But
hold on, I agree with that, but I'm not. Well, we have to. So, what's danger? Like, are you really in danger at this point? This is what I'm thinking. Let me just say this is what I'm saying at first when I first saw the video. This was my opinion at 1st that you're not in danger. Nobody's attacking you. This is a confrontation, a conflict that was not. What's the word? De-escalated, I guess you could say.
Well, I feel like she tried to de-escalate the situation when she said, "Hey, don't hit me." She's trying to call for help.
I don't agree with that. I don't think that's de-escalation because I think that once you're kind of in a bickering state, like that's like a cop saying freeze. Like who the fuck freezes? Nobody freezes. They keep going. Like so, don't hit me or don't do this. It's already to a point where it's past that. To me, and this was my opinion.
I'm not an educator.
As a non-educator,
what is de-escalation from an educator standpoint?
I don't know. I don't know what the fuck it is.
That's why you got me here, baby. So let me explain.
I know, but hold on. This is what I'm saying. I was of the opinion when I first saw it, give the little bitch her phone and let her go about her, whatever, because that's what she wanted. She walked up to get her phone. So to stop that, see, I get to a point when it get past a certain point, I'm gonna do whatever I can to not take it any further. You here. Get the fuck on. Because that was it. It wasn't like I'm coming to fight you at that point.
So it's a power struggle, you feel?
Yeah, I definitely feel like that. And I'm not mad at an adult for holding her ground because you're dealing with a child. So at the end of the day, you want that child to respect your authority. But once you see that they cross that red line of authority, once they cross that, bitch, here.
But I think
that's my opinion. That was my opinion when I first saw it. Now go ahead.
But I think it's different in the classroom because if you do that, then you lose control of the classroom. It's like I'm not a teacher, but in my professional of being in mental health, right? Once you lose that ground and that power, then everybody else have power over you. I mean, just as a manager, the rule is the rule. Now you can be mad, right? And it's a way to de-escalate that situation. However, if that person takes it upon themselves to go farther, that's on them. So now you come with natural consequences. In human behavior, it's natural consequences. So whatever happened from that point, that's on you. Because the substitute did her part. She followed the teacher's instructions. She took the phone. Now, if the little girl felt like she wanted to be a big little girl, then she got a big little girl lesson. Because what you can't do in life, period, whether you're a child or adult, is attack another fucking person and think that somebody is going to stay calm in a situation, because now she does feel like her life in danger. Because what if, her friends were, quote unquote, her friends, and they jumped this teacher?
I just didn't see the attack.
Did we not just see a 6-year-old pull out a gun and shoot his teacher in the middle of class? Like, I think people are forgetting that stuff like that happens, right? So right now, teachers are on edge. Like Katrina said, fight or flight. If you approach me as a teacher in these days and times right now, I joke with my kids, but I don't be joking. Because I say, hey, don't walk up on me like that. Because I'm tweaking. Like, I don't know what y'all got going on. We're not allowed to check their backpacks. They can bring in whatever they want to bring. Ain't no metal detectors. Ain't no clear backpacks. Ain't nothing. We don't check their person, their hoodies, nothing. So you walk up on me and you got a problem with something. I don't know what you got on you. So if you already coming up in my space, you're a threat. And that's whether I'm a teacher, I'm a cop, I'm a person on the street. You don't walk up in people's personal space. You don't have the right to do that in people's personal space.
I mean, I feel like, like teachers, they deal with a lot, but I think a kid should be able to, if they want to talk shit, let them talk shit. But once you cross the line of talking shit to where it becomes physical, I think teachers should be able to defend themselves. I mean, I don't care if, now, if it's a 10-year-old, no.
Why? Well, hold on. That's a good point.
I mean, if it's a 10-year-old, no. Like if a 10-year-old hits you.
Have you seen these 10-year-olds?
No, I get it. But I in my mind, I'm thinking if a 10-year-old hit me, push their little ass away. 14 or 15-year-old hit me.
I think, but
okay.
hold on, so
the way I take issue with a lot of the conversation is you're talking about being attacked. You're talking about somebody coming up hitting you. I still stand on the side of give the bitch the phone, and I get the
You lose the classroom.
Hold on, I understand it. That while I hear that, I don't think that that's what's going through somebody's mind in the what do you call it in the
moment.
In the moment. I don't think if I get this bitch this phone, I'm going to lose this classroom. I think that is a cop out or a reason to say why you didn't. I think that would have. Do you think that what do you think would have happened if she gave her the phone? Everybody in the class would have jumped up and just went crazy?
It's a loss of respect forever.
That's
Well,
right.
but
and everybody's going to try to challenge her.
Yeah, she's a
but no. But I'm just saying with that particular situation.
So
do you think that do you think that the girl would have taken her phone and then fought the teacher after that? I know we don't know. I'm just what y'all think.
No, I don't think that would have happened.
What do you think would have happened?
I think she would have continued to be disrespectful because now she feels like she has the upper hand.
But is she in her space at this point anymore?
But see, I think that to me,
I'm just curious on what y'all think.
But I'm just saying, like I said, I'm not in that situation. But as a parent, right, I teach my kids boundaries, right? When my kids were very little, I used to tell them, hey, do not walk in my room and stand over me and wake me up, right? Very basic lesson. Because if being a single mom and I'm sleeping in my room and you come up, my kids, first of all, are taller than me. They've always been bigger than me, right? But even when they were little, you come in there, my first instinct is to swing on you. If I'm waking up and somebody is over me, I feel afraid, right? It's a natural instinct. What I'm saying is I had to teach them that because there's been times, I've had to wake up and be like, hey.
We got all the Batman sound effects.
But I'm just saying, beyond the classroom, right? We're talking about human behavior.
We are. And that's every human is different.
Yeah, but it don't matter the age. If you don't teach people these lessons about boundaries early, you get a situation in which you have. And it's not just kids, it's adults too.
I was just about to say
like
that.
They can run up on you and do things to you. And, we always teach people to be the bigger person. But sometimes being a bigger person is a matter of life and death. In this classroom, it could have been a situation of life and death. She wasn't no small ass little kid either. That bitch was big.
Nope.
And the 6-year-old that shot the lady was a small ass little kid. So
I haven't even heard that story.
That shit was going on forever. The lady just sued the 6-year-old in the middle store in Virginia, pulled out a gun, shot his teacher in the chest. She was on life support. Thank God she's alive. But this kid had been a behavior issue forever. And there had been reports about this kid that particular day with them telling administration, this kid has a weapon. This kid has a weapon. He is making threats. And he does this. So now, especially since that incident has happened, there is absolutely nothing you can tell a teacher that's going to make us be like, de-escalate, be the bigger person. Fuck that. Because you could be coming at me with a life threat.
And I think in conjunction to that, just look at all the mass shootings that's been happening at schools.
Absolutely.
I think everybody in society is on edge, but I can see even more teachers. My dad was a teacher for 33 years, and he retired for the simple fact of all the testing that was causing stress on the teachers and the students.
That's pretty much what it's all about now.
But the stress of just the students, parents not parenting. We forget that element that education starts at home. Right? And first and foremost, parents are your kids' first teachers. You have to teach your kids boundaries. You have to teach your children respect. And half of the parents ain't fucking got respect for themselves or for anybody else.
These parents are either partying or it's one of two. They're either working two jobs because they can't, afford to live
no time,
or they're partying and don't look after their kids, and the grandparents or great-grandparents are raising them.
But not even the grandparents anymore.
Because some of these grandparents are 30 years old. Shit, and they're grandparents.
But half of the parents are on drugs. I mean, it's our generation. Like, we have to talk about it. Like, it is our generation that are parents to these kids and what they're going through. And I'm not saying it's all parents. I'm just saying people do not take an active role in their children's education.
Absolutely.
And education starts at home. I remember as a kid being a child of a teacher, my dad taught me everything.
Parents are involved. You want to know when they are involved? When it's time to come up to the school and cuss us out behind the phone, behind taking the phone.
And your child shouldn't even have a phone at school. Who the fuck is calling them at school?
Them, in the middle of class. They mamas is calling them in the middle of class. That's what's happening. Texting them in the middle of class. Calling
about what?
what you want to eat for dinner
Yeah.
tonight.
Yeah,
That
hold on. So
bullshit.
we bring the conversation back to the actual thing that happened. I understand the societal part. Like, I think everybody's making perfect points. I'm still stuck on the actual event that happened at that particular
You just
school.
can't get past the point where a teacher should be able to defend themselves on the student part.
No, see, I agree with you being able to defend yourself. I'm just talking about it getting to that point. Everybody says you don't know what you would do in any situation. My point is always that everybody's different. Everybody reacts and responds to things differently.
Sure.
I don't want to get to a point where I'm fucking slapping and beating the shit out of a kid in front of a classroom, because at the end of the day, there's a responsibility to teach kids how to not act. See, like if they see the teacher or the sub or just an adult like responding like that, how do you tell them to not respond like that when shit get hostile for them? Like we have to do something in order for it to stop getting to not get to that point, because now the teacher's on the ground fighting the kid and they look, and it's just like watching kids fight at that point. We can sit up and say all this and this and that. Do whatever you can to prevent things from going that far. If a woman were to come here and slap me and I just beat the shit out of her, would I be wrong or not?
See, I know this is an unpopular opinion, but shit.
Hold on.
Get legal ready.
Yeah, I'm listening.
If a woman hits a man and a man hits the woman back, that woman shouldn't have been hitting that goddamn man.
But I didn't say hit a woman back. I said like really
beat the fuck out.
Like fight, like
right.
You know. I get it. Like I get the whole protect yourself. If the kid would have walked up like just with some beef and like really trying to fight, I would be like, yeah, you got to do what you got to do.
She did.
I didn't see that, but I saw the girl come up wanting her phone, and like I say, at the end of the day, I would have gave the bitch the phone, and we go from there. But I mean, I'm not saying that we don't know if that would have stopped everything.
Right.
Maybe she would have gave her the phone, and she said, "Nah, I want to beat your ass too." Maybe that would have happened. I don't know. All I'm saying is, just to you see that was the problem. I'm not saying that she should have given her the phone because it was the right thing to do as far as the policy. I'm saying as far as to stop the situation from going any further.
But if you had allegedly, I'm saying allegedly because I don't want to get sued on social media.
Okay, we got to leave. You good.
This kid allegedly took some inappropriate pictures. You took pictures of me. You took some shit. Now I don't know if y'all saw this kid last week took some pictures of his teacher and used AI to make a porn video. So you got pictures of me in your phone that you weren't supposed to have out anyway. All right. I'm not saying I'm keeping your phone. I'm saying I'm calling administration because I want you to delete these pictures out of your phone. You don't have no right to have these pictures of me in your phone. So if I'm calling administration, which we clearly see the teacher holding the phone trying to do, maybe she's calling administration and say, hey, this is what's going on. This is what's going on. Can you come get this phone? So I don't think people are making it seem like.
But that's the part that we didn't know.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm still giving my opinion of what I saw
before all
exactly.
the facts came out.
The other thing is these little fucking kids are drug addicts.
They're addicts on their phones. They are addicted to their phones.
No, they're
period.
fucking drug addicts.
Well, we know that.
No,
but we always talk about the addiction to technology, right? Because what happened over COVID? That's what we did as parents. Here, everything is online. Your school online. Everything. Go play Fortnite. Go play PlayStation. Get out my face. Get out my face. Get out my face. So now these kids are addicted to these devices to the point where even with watches, right? We see them in class all the time. If their phone is in their backpack, they do. They got the AirPod in the ear cover in their hair. They are addicted. And it's like, what the hell are y'all watching? What are you doing? But they cannot get away from those phones, which is why a lot of us now, I know in my class, I'm getting away from even doing your assignments online. Like, because y'all asses is on YouTube. They addicted to YouTube.
Their attention span is so freaking
Well, not
short.
even that, but like studies show, like phone technology addiction is also, a form of mental illness.
Mm-hmm.
Because anytime you're addicted to something, you have to be weaned off. Like there are steps that you take. You can't just say, stop. Nobody can stop anything cold turkey.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So I think there's that level there too. Like,
can I ask y'all what? I want to know each one of y'all's opinion. Luke, you already said you would have just given the phone back to.
Hell yeah, bitch! Here, get the
Christina, what would you have done? What do you think the teacher should have done? I keep hearing all of this. The teacher should have from people that are not in education, and so it's kind of like, hey, let me tell you why. Even though that sounds reasonable, why that's not realistic in the education world. So what do you think the teacher should have done in this situation?
I mean, personally, I do feel like, she should have went through the measures of trying to de-escalate the situation. And I feel like separating herself maybe from the child, because I don't think I would have stayed behind the desk. I would have kept kind of moving around and trying to see if I can get someone.
Instead of backing up in a corner.
Right. I would have probably had another student say, hey, I need you to go get the principal or something like that, and just kept moving around the situation and trying to see if I can get her calm. Because I think, again, anytime anybody is backed into a corner, your fight or flight senses instantly go off. That's just human, behavior. So I probably would have just kept going and see if I can get somebody. But I do feel like if she would have swung on me, I probably would have restrained her in a sense till somebody came. But if I had to fight for my life, then I would have. And that, I just feel like, from working in behavior health and working, with kids with autism, like, it was kind of like the same thing. There were times where, I've came home with a busted lip and a black eye because they have had, they went off. And because I'm a parent of a child with autism, I understood it, but it doesn't,
and negate the assault.
Right. And it takes a lot to be the bigger person in that situation. That's why I'm saying it's been times that I've had to restrain myself, to be like, these are children, they have behavior issues, that's why they're here, and so forth. But everybody has a breaking point. So I probably would have took that approach, but I am going to always protect myself because I need to go home to my own children.
All right.
What about you, Alicia?
I'm not a violent person. I mean, I'm not. I don't like fighting. I like to talk shit, but I don't like to fight.
Okay.
I don't think I would have hit the kid because I'm kind of like the Luke thing. I don't think I felt threatened enough to where I need to whoop their ass, but I understand that.
Is that you being a man?
I mean,
Probably part of it. That's all.
Yeah.
That's all we know.
Yeah, I'm thinking like, are you giving that? I mean, that's your man logic. Like,
that's a man logic. I mean, because if it's a little girl that's coming at me trying to take the phone away, and she kind of like slaps at me to get my phone, I don't think I'm beating her ass.
Right.
I might, shove her out of the way or say, hey, don't touch me type attitude. I don't see myself fighting a kid like that. But if it's a boy, let's say 15, 16, and he's more aggressive and he kind of swings at me to get a phone, I think I might just pop him, but I don't know either. It's hard to put myself in that situation, but I know the teacher probably could have did something different.
Like what?
But I think Alicio makes a good point, in his statement that, him as a man, if it was a girl, he would show some restraint. But if it was a boy, he would have a different level. But for women, it's the same thing. Women are just as aggressive as men. And anytime, you feel threatened, because as women, we feel threatened in a lot of different situations that men may not. We react differently. We are emotional. So I'm pretty sure it was an emotional response. And two, I feel like, again, the girl attacked her. For somebody to pull out your braids, like, y'all don't really have hair to understand.
Oh, I got hair.
I mean, you got hair, but I'm just saying, when you got
different places.
But do you know how hard it is to pull out somebody's braid and that's connected to your hair? I think that would have set anybody off. That's a lot of.
I don't buy that. I don't buy that.
Videos? Have y'all seen these girls fighting in school?
Of course.
Like girls are aggressive.
They're just as aggressive as the boys are. So I don't even I can't ride with the whole girl boy thing because they are just as threatening as the boys are.
So what's your breakdown of, since we gone around the round table, what's your assessment as the teacher and the professional here of all of our takes?
All right.
On the quote unquote de-escalation of the situation.
So let me talk quickly about the whole de-escalation, right? We talk about teachers to de-escalate, blah, blah, blah. First of all, that's a training. And that's a training that teachers are not getting, especially in the teacher shortage and with the funding lacking in school systems. Teachers are not getting trained on de-escalation.
Well, hold on, real quick. Professionally, that is a training, but just what about in real life?
Professionally,
like in that professional setting, you as a teacher, you would have to be trained in de-escalation of the students.
That's what you're saying, but they don't.
But I'm not talking about that. I'm just talking about just de-escalation in real life. Like when I go out here and I meet somebody in the street and they're fucking confronting me, I have to de-escalate that situation and get out of it, right?
So I'm gonna go back to education because everything in education is different from the outside world. So let's say, like Christina mentioned earlier, like holding a hand, all right? In the teacher world, if I hold up, like you said, you slap the kid's hand away, that's a legal thing. Like we are not allowed to touch these kids. So when we use words like de-escalation and restraint, we have to be careful when we're talking to educators and we're talking about what happens in those school buildings, because it's different from on the street. The way I can hold somebody off or slap somebody's hand away from attacking me on the street is different in the building. If a kid come at me and I do this and hit them, touch them any kind of way,
That's assault.
That's assault. And my license is up on the edge.
But I'm not talking about. See, you can't de-escalate. Once you are to the point of pushing and shoving, there's no de-escalation from that point.
So then, what is the teacher left to do?
I don't know at that point. I'm talking about before that point. How do you prevent it from getting to that point is my thing. That was my whole give the bitch the phone
I feel
argument.
like she was doing everything that she was supposed to do within reason, within the scope of her profession. I feel like we saw her say no. We saw her to move around. We saw her reaching for the phone to call for assistance. I feel like professionally, she was doing everything she was supposed to do.
So so that's cool, but professionally she did what she was supposed to do and got arrested and could potentially get fired. So if she gives her the phone, is she professionally done then? Is she fired for giving her the phone at that point?
You're not fired for giving her the phone, but guess what? I'm a resident sub here. She's the long-term sub in that building. I have lost respect from every single student in every single classroom that I'm going to
this lose respect thing. Come on, D. Francis, talk your shit, because I see you over there.
I'm like,
Hold on, get on the mic, player. We here at the We Solemnly Swear podcast are now being. Oh, God damn it!
It's like, for starters, I hate how we're referring to these students as the bitches, the hoes. We're not in a barroom. We're in a class, right?
Yeah.
I think a lot of this stuff could be handled with policies from day one. Hey, if the teacher asks for your phone, if you don't give her the phone, your ass is expelled. I think you have to put rules in place, right? Now, as far as my box, I agree, Luke. I would have just gave her the phone. I don't agree with that. You're going to lose respect, right? I'm not a teacher, but I tutored before. I tutored for the Methodist Home for Children. This was the worst of the worst children who were taken from the state by their parents. They were bad as fuck, you know? I didn't try to rule them by fear. If you, fuck you, mama, hey, call authorities or whatever and let them handle that. But I was still respected by the other students. They didn't have this fear of me like, hey, if I take my phone, you're gonna beat my ass. I just don't. I don't.
I mean, personally, I don't buy that either. I mean, I'm not saying that it's not true that you can lose respect by giving in. I think that is a thing, but I think in this particular situation, I don't think
I think if she would have just gave her the phone, and I don't think she would have just lost respect for it. I don't know. I'm not a teacher,
but I think that's the thing, right? If it was a teacher, that's different. She was a sub. So she already came in, I think, as a disadvantage because she was a sub. So they already had limited respect for her as a sub, even though she's the resident sub and everybody knows her.
I'm not jeopardizing my career for a little girl's phone. If she took, man, look.
I don't.
Policy. I'm glad you brought that up. So you said you would have some type of policies or whatnot in place. So first, two things real quick. Students have more rights than anybody in this country when it comes to policies and procedures, right? So that's a whole nother dynamic.
Well, that's the issue.
Yeah. But here's the thing. The teacher was following the policy. There was a policy. There was a clear policy in place. The teacher was following the policy. So we can't pick and choose. We want to follow policy and protocol just because it'll de-escalate a situation. No, if the policy was no phones, the teacher or the substitute was following the policy of the schools, the policy of the administration, she was doing her job. She was doing what she was supposed to do.
Well, give her the phone.
And see, this is where I come in because I don't give a fuck about the policy once it gets to a point about a fight about to happen. Once that goes, fuck the school policy. I'm trying to prevent this shit from happening.
All right, you say fuck the school policy, but let me tell you, when it comes to teachers and legal and going up in front of HR, let me tell you one thing: education and school systems gonna always fall back on policy. Were you following policy? Were you following procedure? And that's why I think it's so easy for us for people outside to say what they could have done, what they should have done, what would have went down when y'all don't know, like, hey, what's in the handbook? What's in the rules? And it does not matter what the world saw. A school district is going to always save their asses. They're going to throw teachers through. They're going to save whoever under the bus to save their asses.
Because they need funding.
All right, so basically what I'm hearing that this young lady was in a no-win situation.
Yeah.
So you're saying that if she would have followed policy, there was a chance that the school would have probably reprimanded her or fired her or whatever. And if she don't follow policy and go forward with the fight, she gets arrested and possibly still loses her job. Hold on. But this is the thing I'm talking about. I follow policy until we get to a certain point. Once we start to screaming and yelling and you coming over here, fuck a policy.
I'm trying to stop a confrontation now. I'm trying to stop a fight. And I don't know. I'm not that emotional in combat. When it comes to combat, that's what I'm really thinking. Because even if me and D. Francis get into a fight, right, and there's people here, I know I'm going to go to jail. So I'm not going to fight this thing in public. I'm thinking about that. And I know some people's like, man, well, sometimes you just see red. And I'm like, well, you shouldn't see red working around children. You have to always be thinking.
But I think it just depends on the profession, right? Mm-hmm. Like I say, like, you know, we're talking about education, but the same applies in healthcare. You know, if somebody come get I agree. There are policies in place, but sometimes the policies have gray areas to protect the institution so that they are not liable for things. But people are getting hurt in these professions. I work in healthcare. I work in mental health. There are a lot of policies for everything, but there are times that, like you say, oh, well, fuck the policy because I want to de-escalate this, that now puts these people in more harm and the risk of losing their job because they did not follow policy.
So you think they would have fired her if she gave her the phone? If she said, hey, man, I know the policy is to keep the phone, but she was coming towards me, I gave her the phone. You think they would have punished her for that, for giving her the phone?
Can I tell you, as a teacher, what happens when you don't? So we have an evaluation system in the state of Texas, right? And one of the domains in our evaluation is teacher follows policy and protocols of school, right? If that were a real classroom teacher, that would have been a ding on her evaluation.
She gave her the phone.
Absolutely. And we also hear
that was a ding, right?
We also hear of so many teachers that are written up by administration when they're not following policy. Let's say, for instance, my policy when you walk in my doors to take your phones and put them in a little shoe closet, right? And the kids say, I ain't giving you my damn phone today, right? I ain't arguing with you. But if an admin walk in and do a pop-up evaluation on me or observation on me and they see a kid, Alicio over there on his phone, they're not gonna go at Alicio.
I'm not saying stop it there
and play with the phone.
Right.
What you mean? What you mean you're not gonna let me? You gonna let me? What you gonna do?
Call the office.
There you go.
Okay.
You do both, right?
Oh,
I'm just asking. Go ahead, tell it.
I'm so glad.
That's you saying, hey, you all right? You're not gonna follow the rules. Here you go, principal. This student is not following the rules. I'm letting you know. You can come get them whenever you want to.
That's not realistic, my love. People say that, call the principal, call the principal. I did a video about this the other day about people that are saying you should just call the principal, call the principal. First of all, let me let y'all know something. This ain't 30 years ago when we was in school. The principals are not sitting in their office waiting on phone calls to come get misbehaved students, all right? So you could call the office. We talked about the 3,000 classrooms earlier. You could call the front office for help. You could call. It's them people in there putting other fires out right now. So them getting to your classroom is the last of their worries.
So what happens?
I told you this person is not listening. Hey, he has his phone. So if you come in here, you can't reprimand me for
yes, you can.
If I already called you and told you this person does not want to give me the phone,
guess what I'm saying as an administrator?
You should have control of your class
management.
That's right. You have to control your class.
That's why I'm not.
Y'all don't.
No, I believe that teachers are in a fucked up position. I do believe that they are in a fuck. I don't think it's impossible. I know it's probably like an impossible situation for where everybody could come out unscathed, right? I still go to the point of I'm not about to be fighting no goddamn kid for no reason. Fuck your policy. I
think she was gonna fight her. I think that didn't go there until she hit her. What you say you didn't see when she hit her first. I think that's when it turns out. This lady was trying to avoid.
I saw the lady like pushing her back, like, bitch, get out of my space. You know,
in my space.
Right. But why is she in your space? Because she wants what? Her fucking phone.
Give her the
well, I think, I think once she got in her space, it wasn't about the phone no more.
No.
Like, if she sat down and told her friends that I'm finna fight this bitch, her whole thing was to instigate the fight.
See,
it wasn't about the phone.
We speculating at that
You're
point.
not speculating. These are the teachers.
No. I'm saying the teacher, so the teacher heard her say, I'm about to go fight this bitch?
The teacher came and did a 10, 15, 20-minute Instagram live.
I think we have to look at all the facts, not because what you see sometimes is not always factual. A picture has 1,000 words.
Yeah, the teacher gave her account of the incident.
Okay.
So I think it was more about it being instigated. I think she was going to do whatever it was to cause a fight.
Mm-hmm. And I'm going to do whatever I can to prevent that from happening.
I think she did. Now, I think her only hang-up was she got caught behind
if she did, then there would not have been a fight.
What do you mean?
Y'all saying she did everything she could to prevent the fight from happening.
Other than giving her the phone.
I'm going to my. I know Christina said the corner. Unfortunately, that's where our phones are in a lot of our classrooms. Is kind of in a tucked up in the corner on our desk. I'm going to the corner.
Hold on, real quick. Salute to everybody for hearing all this all the time.
Yeah.
Oh, I know.
We got
because myself.
Ridgemont4s Finest in here navigating the mics. Go ahead.
So if I'm going to the phone to call for help and I see this threat coming at me. All right, remember, I'm a teacher. I'm in fight or flight because everybody killing their teachers and shooting up schools and shit. You coming in my space. I'm moving, putting my hand up to get you out of my space. People are saying, oh, she put her hand up to hit. She didn't hit her. She's trying to block her from getting in her space.
You know what she could have done to avoid even doing all of that?
Give her her phone
Give
back.
her her damn phone.
Give her her phone back.
Give
But
her the
again,
phone.
remember,
I just can't agree with that.
Why not?
what you don't agree with?
The whole giving the phone up, like just giving into them. Like
Nah, and you
So
got
you're talking about
inappropriate
giving it to the
pictures of me.
kid, but that's the
I'm
ego
not.
thing. But to me, that's the ego thing.
No,
It
you
might
got
be.
Hold
inappropriate
on.
pictures of me in your phone. I want an administration to come make you delete these pictures of me out your phone.
Well, you should have had on drawers.
She had on drawers. Y'all hate her. Y'all hate on that lady.
She-
now y'all want to police what we say on the internet. Now you want to police what we put on, what kind of drawers we
Well,
wear.
you say inappropriate photo. What's inappropriate?
Well, first of all,
Any picture
Any
could be
pictures can-
inappropriate. I got you.
Yeah, because it's against the law for you to take pictures of people.
I'm just making it
without their
clear when
permission.
people hear inappropriate, they tend to think something of a sexual nature.
But
things
so
like
the
that.
teacher said she was videoing, like her taking pictures and videoing her behind. Teacher, teacher was blessed. She was giving the talented in the ass.
Oh, she was blessed. We saw all that blessing. All right.
But I'm just not for giving into the students.
But is that an ego thing?
It's just I don't know.
Policy.
It's just a
No,
right.
I'm
or wrong.
talking about from his perspective.
From my point of view, it's just a right or wrong thing.
See-
At the end of the day, you're wrong. You're not supposed to have the phone. I'm supposed to pick up the phone, get it at the end of the day, or do it. You're in the wrong. You're fighting me over what's in the wrong. I'm telling you you're in the fucking wrong. And now we're at this point.
Yeah, to me, that's the ego thing.
I'm not gonna give in to your wrong.
And I'm not mad at you for
No,
having.
no, I
You're
get
the
it.
adult, so
No, I
you
get it.
have every right to have that ego. Like I'm the adult here.
But I'm not. You and Francis' point of view of just give him the phone. Give him the phone every time that something pops up. No.
Well, hold on. Ridgemont4s Finest has to go. Salute to all the teachers out there. Yeah, teach me how to fucking. I'm just, hey, salute to all the teachers. We definitely love you. Thank you for stopping by, baby. We
All the time.
definitely.
It's been a pleasure.
Yeah, man.
I do shit that we can't
Hold
do.
on, man. Hey, salute to all the
That
teachers.
actually is a good beat, though.
It is.
Hey, also, one more song to dedicate to the teachers. Teach me how to love.
Teach me how to love.
Salute to all the teachers.
Man.
No, my thing, and she's leaving. Appreciate you coming, baby. We definitely thank you.
We had
for
a good
coming
time.
through. Absolutely.
Thank you for your point of view. I mean, it
Absolutely.
really was a difference maker in this conversation.
All right. Well, so where do we
So
Where
is
do
is the teacher guilty of de-escalating the situation?
is she guilty? She didn't de-escalate the
I
situation.
know.
I don't think she's guilty.
Is she guilty? Was she guilty? And I guess fighting the
Oh, absolutely.
For
Absolutely.
was she out of line? I guess that's what I'm getting at. Was she guilty? Was she out of line?
That's a hard thing to say because anybody approaching your space, it's hard for me to say that you're out of line for fighting them.
For
I
defending
say that you're.
yourself.
I don't.
I don't
defending
think it's-
us. Go ahead.
I don't
I don't
think she
think
was
it's
defending herself.
I don't.
I don't either.
I don't think she was
I
defending
do.
herself.
I do. That's why I say I think it's subjective because fighting is just outright. We angry. We lashing out, right?
Mm-hmm.
But
I would think she was
defending-
protective of her space, but she wasn't defending herself. She was protective of her space.
The girl did not come up swinging. The girl came up wanting her phone. And I get the whole don't give them the phone from an adult standpoint, but I'm just about avoiding conflict if I can.
well, I think she was avoiding the conflict. It didn't become a fight until the girl pulled her hair and was pulling her down on the ground.
See, that shit, I don't buy any of that at all. That whole pulling the hair.
I need to see the video again. I don't remember the pulling the hair down. I did remember she like reached across kind of aggressively, and like the teacher
kind of waving off.
waved her off, and then when she waved her off,
But
she
to
kinda
me,
slapped back.
To me, that's already too far.
Yeah,
And you're saying that, but even though you don't agree with giving her the phone as a personal, do you feel like giving her the phone would have led to what we saw, a fight?
probably not.
Okay, and that's my whole point.
And I disagree.
So you
Because
think
I just feel like in this situation, right, we're talking about, I feel like if you're already there, you're already there. You already want this to happen. Because at what point in the student's mind
Mm-hmm.
did it stop being about the phone, right?
when it got physical?
No, I think it stopped being about the phone when you tell your friends, like now it becomes premeditated, right? Because true enough, we talk about the adult in the situation, but the student could have just, class is no more than probably 90 minutes. You could have sat down and said, after this, I'm going to talk to her about my phone, or use your friend's phone, whatever, to call your parent and say, hey, this lady took my phone, whatever. I feel like it wasn't about the phone when she told her friends that she was going to fight this teacher.
Even though she was, and I get what you're saying.
Because in her mind, she had already made up in that moment, I'm going to fight this teacher.
The reason I don't agree with that is because I think her mind was made up. I'm going to fight this teacher if she don't give me my motherfucking
I don't
phone.
think it was an if. I think it was a definite, a period.
Like at our kids' school, they take the phone and you got to pay $15 to get it back.
Okay.
I mean, so teachers and principals and administrators take phones from kids all the time.
So let's just say, and I use the example of a woman hitting a man, right? I just think it's a lot of emotion involved in these type of things, right?
Of course.
But you have to learn controlling emotions is the hardest thing to do. I don't think people understand what all that entails. Controlling emotion means that in the heat of battle, you do what you can to avoid the conflict. Police get emotional. Men get emotional when they, dealing with certain type of women, and those type of emotional responses a lot of times get physical when a lot of times they don't have to. Not saying that you can avoid all of them, because sometimes you can't. Now, if you believe that girl is just coming up to go fight the teacher, then you're not going to see it from that standpoint. I don't think that the girl had in her mind, I'm just finna go beat this teacher's ass, because there was no reason to. To me, for what we saw, because from what we saw the girl demanding what she wanted. I don't know. I just feel like you do anything that you can to avoid the problem, the actual conflict, the fight, the physical part, right?
I agree with you in some situations. Like, even as a parent, like if I tell my child, no, you can't do something, and you're throwing a tantrum, I'm not going to give you what you want because you're throwing a tantrum.
I get that. That's your child.
Yeah, but I feel like it's remnant in any part of life. That's just like if your girlfriend comes home and tell you she wants you to do something and she keep demanding you do something. You're like, nah, babe, I'm not going to do it. You're not going to always give in because she wants you to do something. Like, again, that becomes human behavior.
Ego.
It's not really ego.
It is. So
in some situations, yes, but in every situation, you can't just give in and give someone something they want. That something can be harmful to them. That's something, like, it's layers to that. I don't feel like she should have just given her phone. If that was the rule and she is a substitute and she has to follow the rules, I do think that it's a very thin line. Right. And I'm not saying you should just go in there and fight students. I'm not saying that.
I know you're not saying that.
I'm just saying, like, but if it comes to the point that you have to protect yourself, you definitely should protect yourself.
I agree with that. I don't argue against that point. Do you think that lady is sitting back saying, man, I did the right thing, I got arrested, I possibly lost my job? Or do you think she's sitting back saying, man, I just should have gave this little motherfucker that phone, and I could have avoided all of that shit? I mean, we don't know, of course, but that's just what I think. What's up, Blair? Talk to me. D. Francis, ladies and gentlemen. Hey, man, every time you come on, man, it's a big deal.
I'm just saying, at some point, she had to make the decision. Give her the phone or fight. We're not saying just sit there, somebody's come running up to you, attack you. That's two different things. But at some point, she had to decide, give her this phone or fight her. She made the decision, I'm going to keep this phone and fight her. And I just think that was a bad decision. That's it.
I just don't think that was her mind frame.
I don't think it was either. But
I don't think she wanted to fight the student at all.
At some point, though, when this girl is attacking you, give me my phone.
We there at that point.
At some point, she had to make the decision, I'm going to keep this phone or I'm going to have to defend myself.
And to me, ego would say, keep the phone.
That's how I look at
But
it.
I think even if she would have gave her the phone, I think it still would have been more
don't
of
know.
the confrontation. But that's the thing. We don't
know any of it.
We
don't
do know she didn't give it to her, and
And it led to a fight.
Yeah.
That we do know that. I got
And I mean, in life, there's natural consequences. It's to everything. For
What say
every
you,
action,
Alicia?
there is a reaction.
I mean, I agree. I mean, there is consequences to everything, and those are the consequences she chose by standing her ground. I don't think she was wrong for standing her ground. I get why she did it.
So how do we teach kids to act in conflict, to avoid conflict?
I think, first of all, adults need to learn conflict resolution,
I agree.
right? I think as a whole, like as a parent, conflict resolution starts in the home. How we deal, because conflict is a part of life. And you hear people all the time, I don't argue with people. Arguing is not necessarily a bad thing. It's a disagreement in a heightened of an emotional state, right?
I think argument could be bad.
But it's conflict, right? But all conflict is not anger. Some conflict is emotional.
But arguing is like yelling. That's my definition of arguing.
Right.
Debate is more so like.
That's right. Or disagreement.
Yeah.
But when people think of argument, they're thinking about the emotional element of it, of why they don't want to do it. What I'm saying is conflict is in every situation. Us right now we're in a conflict.
But we're not arguing.
No, we're not, because we're illustrating conflict resolution skills.
Yeah, but if we keep on,
but that's what I'm saying. When people hear conflict or things like that, or even just being uncomfortable in a debate, then the emotional side do kick in to make it an argument.
right? And what comes after argument?
Fisticuffs.
Pushing. And what comes after pushing?
Well, not necessarily. Sometimes people can yell and scream, and they just agree to disagree and walk away.
That's not typical though. And with
No,
a
but
motherfucker you don't know, that's not typical.
It is, and more times than not. Like most of the time when people get into fights, they're already emotional in some state,
I
right?
agree with that.
Before they even got into the argument, right? It's just like people with road rage on the road. You know what I'm saying? These people are already emotionally unstable. I just think we cannot say if somebody is wrong or right in a situation that we're not in, because we're not emotionally invested in that situation.
I never said she was wrong. I just said it could have been handled differently, and it could have been avoided. I mean, I can't tell her how to feel or how to react. All I can say is how I will react. I'm not about to fight you for your phone. Take your phone. I'm like, hey, we'll have to get the police involved. If I feel like you have pictures of me in your phone, you're not giving me the phone. I'm not gonna hold the phone from you and fight with you and all of that. We'll just have to resolve it some other way.
But at that point, when they leave that room, they send that picture to everybody and their
right.
mama, and then
Well, guess what?
I'm just saying.
But
I get it.
I don't think, again, that it was the substitute teacher's intent to fight.
It wasn't.
So
I don't
what did she
think
happen?
so
What she
either.
thought she was playing when she was saying, "Give me my phone, give me my phone."
I don't think
And
she
hold
was.
on.
I don't think she was.
To his point, once you cross a certain line, once you start cursing at me, I already know that you don't have the mind capacity to contain, to stop yourself. I know that you're gonna take it a little further. That's just I'm talking about me.
I know, but I mean, I see kids that talk loud and bark and bark and bark, and there's no bite behind that bark. It's
Yeah, but
just a
I
bunch of bark.
don't know you.
No, I understand.
And this
that,
is my thought process. If I'm talking to a young person and that person and they skip the line of respect to start cursing at me, an adult that they don't know, then I figure that they will take it anywhere at that point. They don't have a line that they stop at.
If you're a substitute teacher or a teacher, you deal with kids all the time. So I'm sure you deal with kids cursing at you, talking shit, and they deal with that all the time. You don't deal with it because I don't deal with those kids because that's not our line of work.
Right?
That's
But
correct.
but they do see that. They do deal with these kids and these bad attitudes.
When they're demanding something.
So when they're demanding something, I'm
But
sure that's something not new to them.
That's right.
What-
They're always demanding something.
What's new to them is being hit. Is the new to them.
She didn't get hit though.
Well, touched her in her space, whatever you want to call it.
Okay.
Pulled her hair.
Whatever.
After she didn't give her phone. I just keep going back to that.
And forget
Go ahead.
going back to that part. That's the irrelevant part of the conversation.
That's not irrelevant. That's
because she was in the wrong. She did wrong, and
Who is she? The student?
The student did wrong.
Right.
She was being held accountable to her wrong.
Right.
Let her talk shit, That's what the teacher's probably used to. What they're not used to is people in their space. But because she's in her space, she shouldn't just give her the fucking phone back. I mean, she should hold her ground and, you know,
and go to jail.
Hold her accountable for her actions.
What does that teach what does that benefit anybody at that point?
What does giving her phone back benefit her?
Now
You avoid the potential
Now
conflict.
she's on monsters.com. Yahoo looking
Yeah,
for a job.
I mean, she avoid the potential conflict, but she hasn't taught the student anything. All the things she taught the student.
I'm not trying to teach the student at this point. I'm trying to avoid the conflict. I'm not in the. I'm here to teach you whatever subject is. I'm here to teach you fucking social studies. I'm not here to teach you conflict resolution. So if you approach me, it's just a level of responsibility that I have as a man a lot of times dealing with women on an everyday basis. Unruly motherfucking, I'll say it, unruly black women for the most part. I just threw that in there just to be controversial.
I was going to say.
No, but, you know, little bitches that got this fucking mouth, you know, the my booty hole brown bitches, right? And this is what we deal with. These are the people who we dealing with in everyday society.
Right.
I know that these people don't have the type of training that I had to respect adults, to not fucking run up on an adult, talk shit to adults.
These are people, period, though.
But
These are not just women. These
Well,
are
I know
not
that,
just
but I'm
black
talking about this
women.
scenario. We in a classroom at this point, right? I know I've watched enough World Star Hip Hop. I've seen enough fight videos. I've seen enough bitches fighting in fucking Burger King and Waffle House to know that people nowadays, they don't know where the line is to stop.
But that is also why there's a shortage of teachers and why
But that
teachers are getting out
matter.
the profession.
And you're right. I agree with that. But that doesn't matter when we're in the heat of the situation. I'm not thinking about teachers and why people ain't fighting when this bitch is approaching me, demanding I give her phone. I just feel like you avoid, like, what's so, where am I wrong at?
Well, I think they should just ban all phones from schools, period.
That's fine.
But I mean, I do. I mean,
but that's not going to happen.
I mean, and don't get me wrong. I do see your point of view.
Do you?
I do.
Okay.
I'm very open-minded. Again, I'm not invested in this situation. It's not my profession, whatever. I'm just saying that, you know, all the time, just giving into something that may have not solved the situation. We don't know because that is not the approach that happened. However, we've seen in other situations that wasn't the case.
That's true.
So I think that it's a very gray area as to what should and could and would happen, because we don't know the other side, because that's not what happened. But we have seen the other side of people trying to de-escalate and people just being in their mind wanting to do harm to other people. So I think in that situation, if you look at it from both sides, you don't know what's going to happen, whether you give the phone back or not. You're just in the heat of the moment going through whatever is going on. And you're trying to think about the safety of yourself and the safety of the other students that's in the classroom.
Again, but to D. Francis's point, when you start talking about safety, it's already past that point. You know, we're already in a physical fight. I just avoid anything I can avoid. If I step on a motherfucker's shoe, or if a motherfucker step on my shoe, and you know, motherfucker be like, man, bitch, and then you stepped on my goddamn shoe. I don't have a problem with saying, bro, my bad, dog. I didn't mean to step on your shoe. That don't make me a pussy. That don't make me a bitch.
No,
that makes
I
me
agree
somebody
with that.
who's trying to avoid the conflict. Now, some people say, well, I ain't gonna let no nigga talk to me like that. Nigga talk to me like that, blah, 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 blah. And then it goes to wherever it goes to. People get killed over a lot of unnecessary bullshit. People
agree.
die over unnecessary bullshit all day. And a lot of times it comes back to the same word I keep saying, ego. I don't have no ego when it comes to certain shit. Now, I have ego when it comes to a lot of shit. But my ego stops when it comes to conflict, because I don't want no conflict. I don't want to fight nobody, and I'm gonna do anything I can to try to avoid that.
And the point I don't understand is they're saying, well, that was the policy. Don't give her the phone. There's always a point that you reach where the policies or the laws don't matter. And I just feel like that was one.
I'm a driver, and I got customers. The policy is the customer's always right. But if I get to a place and a customer,
and that's the dumbest shit I ever hear.
But it's the policy, though. It's the policy.
That's what I don't.
And a lot of times, a lot of what Ridgemont4s Finest was saying, while I get what she's saying, I just feel like they're kind of like excuses to not. That's just kind of what it's kind of what I look at it. I get it. And we're not in no, and I think that they use the, hey, well, you're not a teacher, so you don't. I think that people, they using that shit a little too much. Because my first thing is, first of all, y'all niggas get like 2.5 months off every year. Then y'all get breaks and shit all between. Y'all get time to fucking recoup. Like, relax.
I feel like they use that to justify
the bullshit. But anyway, listen, it was spirited debate. Any last words, Miss Christina?
No, I don't have any last words.
Man, I understand what you're saying. Like when you say the little girl said, watch this, blah, blah, blah. So you saying that the little girl had it in her mind to go fight the teacher?
I just feel like, children, students, whatever, they're human beings too, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like in human behavior, period, everything is about intent. If somebody have an intent to be harmful, to be malicious, to be ugly, that's just in them. And that's what they want to do, regardless of what you do. That's all I'm saying. I don't know this little girl, so I can't say that was her intent, but just in the sake of argument, right? If I tell you, Luke, I'm about to whip this bitch ass, more than likely, my intent is to what? Whip that bitch ass. You know what I'm saying? Anytime you state your intent, that's what it is. And I think that's where the situation went left.
So you don't think we keep going back to it. So you don't feel like if she would have just given her the phone, she would have walked away? You think if she would have given her the phone?
I think whether she gave her the phone or not, this little girl was already disrespectful. Like her mind frame was already in a disrespectful state. So I don't think whether she gave her the
speculating. We're just speculating.
But that's what we're doing anyway with the story. Because based on the facts, we still say what we shoulda, coulda, woulda did.
The facts are she didn't give her a phone and she fought.
Right.
We can say, all right, if she did give her a phone, she could have went back to her friends and said, I didn't fight. I didn't whip that bitch ass. See, she gave me my phone. We don't know. All we know is what happened.
That's what I'm saying. We don't know. So that's why I'm saying in the situation of the facts that was given, I think the teacher did what she could do, and she ended up having to defend herself based on the facts.
Shout out to teachers. Y'all got a job that I don't want.
Right.
Y'all are underpaid.
Right.
Y'all deal with these kids that I think every year are getting worse and worse. These parents ain't shit.
Right.
Everybody's getting worse though. Are teachers getting worse too?
I think the bar is lower because there's a shortage, so they're just trying to take anybody. So yes, in essence, yes, because you don't get like, and I'm not. That's not a fair statement to say. You're not as good as the old teachers that we used to have. But
you say that about we say that about everybody else though. Why not?
No.
I say this. I think teachers are good. I just think they're tired. I think they're really great teachers. I know a lot of great teachers. I just think, like, Ridgemont4s Finest, she's been in 20 plus years. So I'm pretty sure in that 20 years of her teaching, she has her emotional standpoint of when she was, yes, I'm finna go change the world. It's low now because of all the politics and things that has happened over those 20 years. I think in anything, people just get tired. I think teachers are tired because they are dealing with new generations of children that are technology based when 20 years ago we wasn't as technology focused. I think the parents are different where, it used to be PTA meetings and parents were involved where now parents are not as involved. Parents are younger than they used to be. The parents are tired. I think everybody's just tired.
I think the biggest thing is discipline. You're not allowed to discipline the students. Back in the day when we went to school, I know I was in band and all of that. If you messed up in class, hey, you're going to see the band. You're going to get paddled. You can't do that. So if you don't have no fear, it's like, hey.
But that's the thing, and I think parents are not disciplining their children because they're not present with their children anymore either. Yeah. A lot of parents are not present because and I'm speaking for someone who was a young mother. Like people talk about older. I'm a young mother. I had my very first son 2 weeks before my 16th birthday. And even with me being a young parent, my kids have never been out of pocket like that because I was still raised with old school values in how I raised my children. And I was present with my children. I knew every teacher. I knew their class schedule. I knew everything because I was at the school. I was present. The principals knew me. even with my child that has special needs, like the art committee, everybody knew me. I was very present in their education. I was very formative of how I want their education to go. I was present in extracurricular. Like, I know people, I've never met their parents, but I know their child from hanging around my child. I've never met their parents. And I'm like, how as a parent can you not know where your child is and who your child around? I've had to drop children off, and I've never met their parents. They never came out the house. They nothing.
Me and my wife had that conversation where
That's crazy.
you know, where my daughters had a birthday party, and you know, these parents just drop off the kids at the house. Never met the parent. You're dropping off a 10-year-old at the house.
Don't know
and
nothing.
You never walked in to meet my wife or myself or where you're dropping this 10-year-old off. They're like, come back in 3 hours. All right, bye.
Yep.
Like, seriously? Like, you don't even know who we are, what we are, nothing.
Nothing.
And shit, I'm the kind of person, I'll probably be there the whole 3 hours.
Me too, with my child.
I'll be in the car waiting or right there outside the door.
I don't even let my kids spend the night at people's house.
You know, it's just weird. People are weird.
But I just feel like that's the breakdown. That as society, people are just tired in every aspect, and people are not present as they should be. So I don't think we should just blame teachers, because it's the school board.
No, hell no. No, I'm blaming teachers. It's not even a narrative that I want.
No,
I never blame
I'm
teachers.
just saying, like, that they don't care. I feel like they do care. It's now, I think, like any other system in America, the politics have taken over so much that it's not even about the education. It's about testing and funding. Like, if I get good test scores, we're going to push. I even said that when my youngest son was in high school. Like, they don't even teach them how to address an envelope anymore. Everything is about passing that test.
Yeah.
I feel like I was sending him to school for nothing. All the stuff I had to teach him at home just to be functional as an adult. And I feel like that's on the school board. That's on the Department of Education to stop pushing these standardized tests and start teaching kids things that make them functional adults.
Yeah, but you know, hey, I just don't think that I don't think that anything that you're saying is wrong. I think as a society, everything with these phones, the information that the kids have, the access that they have to all this bullshit that they see, there's nothing going in, it's nothing but bullshit going in, from the music to the TV to the TikToks to the Instagrams. It's just all bullshit going in. And and when you put bullshit in, what's gonna come out?
Bullshit.
And dealing with human beings, as you stated, as children are, who have nothing but bullshit coming out. Hey man, good luck. You know. But again, we do salute the teachers. I don't have really criticism for teachers. I just think that just like in every situation, everybody can take some blame somewhere.
Yeah.
I think that teachers are different, just like the students are different, just like the parents are different. I think that the teachers are younger, and the teachers have a different kind of attitude than the teachers had in the past. That's not to blame teachers for anything. I'm just saying it's all around the board. Everybody's changing. And as far as like, As far as like the system goes, yeah, I feel like teachers are kind of boxed in when it comes to certain policies and whatnot. Of course. And I'm sure that they feel like a lot of situations are no-win situations for them. But and this is the last thing I'll say on it. I do not believe that if you come with all of the facts, with all of the information, and you do the right thing, and at the breaking point, at the point where it's about to break over, you veer from the policy. If it's not something that's threatening and I keep saying to give it a phone, because that's the example that we're using. Mm-hmm. I feel like when it comes to a certain point and you do give the phone, I can't see even after video proof, like anybody would have any kind of negative reaction to that. Like, I can't see you being penalized.
I can't see you being punished for it.
I just can't. And I get it. And I'm sure teachers are, well, you don't know.
Yeah, you know the teachers.
And I get it. But you know, when you present all the evidence and all the facts, and it's proven on the video, and then you say you didn't follow the policy by giving in at the very end, you tried to avoid the conflict. I mean, yeah, at that point you actually are boxed in. There's nothing that you can do.
Yeah, show up with my lawyer. Hey, this is what happened. The policy states I should keep the phone. The student came. This is what happened. Man, I feel like you can win it all day long. You fired me because I avoided a fight with the student. I don't know.
Well, so I can't rule because, what is the question? Is the substitute guilty?
Guilty of what? Exactly.
Right.
De-escalated.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. What's the question?
Yeah.
I think it's just subjective.
It's subjective because I think that people don't adhere to facts. Like some people saying that the girl attacked her, some people saying that, like, and I just, that's just, to me, is not factual. So it's hard to ask the question because everybody's looking at it from a different, they have a different outlook on the situation.
Just like in any other court, you can't make your decision based off speculation. All you can look at is the facts.
That's right.
And those are the facts. You can't say, well, if she would have did this, she didn't. None of that happened. What happened was she didn't give her a phone. They fought. That happened.
Oh, okay. Well, so
I'm not saying the teacher's wrong. I'm not saying she's right.
Right,
I'm
but
just saying that's
based on
what
the-
happened.
I'm saying the teacher's wrong
You saying she's wrong?
for fighting a fucking kid in the classroom. Like a, absolutely.
I think
In this particular
and see,
case.
and I don't think she's wrong. I think she was because I don't think she's wrong because she was defending herself.
And that's
I say she's wrong for not giving her the phone. Now, a different situation. If she just ran up on her and fought her, would you still say she was wrong for fighting a student?
no.
That's why I don't say she's wrong for it. That's why when you look at cases, they show you the particular part that you're guilty of. But she's not wrong for fighting her. She's wrong for not giving her the phone and avoiding fighting her, to me.
I'm kind of on Luke's side as far as I didn't see where she really got attacked. I see where she kind of got offended for being in her space.
She approached her aggressively.
I see how it irked the teacher and she kind of pushed her out of the way.
Out of her space.
Out of her space.
Get out of my space.
And that girl backhanded her, kind of
And then the
on,
fight started.
And the fight started.
To me, she is wrong. The teacher, in my opinion.
In that
Based on the video.
No, based on what he's describing.
But
Oh,
off of,
on the video.
But off that incident, she was not in danger.
Nope.
She was not. Now, if the student went at her swinging like Francis is saying, if there's nothing going on, she came in just pop, 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 and the teacher's freaking defending herself. Different. She needed to whoop that kid's ass.
I agree with that.
Because she went in like a man. But in that particular situation, exactly how it happened.
On the video.
In the video, the teacher was not in danger. She took it a step further than she needed to. I'm not saying she was wrong in hitting the kid. She probably deserved it, but she was wrong. In essence, she was wrong. Luke is right. That's the truth of it.
God damn. See, now this is the type of Sundays I like.
It's the truth. I mean, it's the truth. It's the truth. Because she wasn't, her life wasn't in danger. She wasn't in that situation.
That's just my whole point.
I still think, again, it's subjective. You can't say she didn't feel threatened or that her life is in danger. And that's the same thing we say about police officers when it's situations in the same. You can't tell someone else how they feel.
Yeah, but see.
But that's the thing. That's where it becomes subjective. It is based on that person's response. If she felt threatened once the girl did that, then that's where she felt like she was defending herself.
It's such an odd thing. It's such an odd comparison because, like, I see people making comments about the teacher not being wrong. Yeah, she should have whooped her ass. Blah 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 blah. I'm not talking about you. I'm just.
No, I'm just saying in general. I'm not saying right or wrong. I'm just saying if we're basing it on facts, we can't. It's a video, so we can't say what she was feeling in the moment, other than what she stated in her own video.
Yeah, but to me, I don't care about what you're feeling. I don't care about what the girl is feeling. All I know is that she's making a demand, and you are. But we've been at that point. I want to talk about the police part, like you brought up. When a police officer is running after a criminal, a suspect, right, and he catches that person finally, and he starts to beat that person's ass, nobody understands that. That's black. Black people say, man, that's fucked up. You motherfucker, why in the fuck you're not supposed to beat him. You're just supposed to apprehend him, right?
And I'm a believer in he needed that ass whooping.
No.
You run.
But that goes to kind of the earlier points that you were making about understanding and what's appropriate though. What's right? Mm-hmm. That could be wrong, but you understand why it happened, right? Why is it that so many people can't
understand, like, when a police officer loses their cool dealing with an actual criminal. We talking about real life criminals and all that shit, and they lose their cool and they might punch and beat on motherfuckers, and everybody say, oh man, that's fucked up. That's not right. You shouldn't do that. But when it's a fucking kid, not a criminal, just a child, and everybody understands why it's acceptable to lose your cool.
I'm not saying it's acceptable in any situation.
I'm not saying it's what you said.
No, I'm just saying, like, I think in life, with anything, it's natural consequences. There are always going to be consequences, good or bad, to any action that you do.
But you're missing Luke's point. Luke is saying, like, when it's this scenario, we're quick to defend and this and that, the criminal aspect of it, because that criminal has rights.
Even Black Lives Matter. We say Black Lives Matter because you're not supposed to harm a citizen, no matter if they a criminal or not. And a lot of times these people do be criminals. You know, a lot of times, in a lot of situations, these guys are being arrested for something that they did, and they end up getting abused by the police. Mm-hmm. And we say, man, that's fucked up. But they say, you know, they come up with any kind of excuse as to why they fucked the person up, right? Mm-hmm. They might be mad, pissed off. The person might have spit on them,
wife cheating,
told them, man, kiss my ass or whatever. And we say, man, that's fucked up. We don't that cops shouldn't do that. But when it comes to a fucking child, we take the opposite position. We're like, yeah, I'm glad the teacher fucked up. These kids need to learn respect. Like, man, y'all can't see that that's the same. Yeah. Y'all can't see the hypocrisy. Like, that's
a blind hypocrisy.
You said you based the way you feel off of what the teacher said in her own video or whatever you said, right? Is that what you said?
No, I'm saying, like, period. I don't think that teachers should just outright fight students. I don't advocate for that at all. I'm saying if she was defending herself, then yeah, you have a right to defend yourself as a human, is what I'm saying.
And you're saying you're basing that off of what she said in the video, right? She said she was defending herself, right?
Yes. And even in the video, like, I didn't perceive the video the same way Luke perceived the video.
I didn't think she was in danger.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, again, that is just, it's subjective.
But that's what, you know what's the weakest form of evidence? What's the weakest form of evidence?
I don't know. What's that mean?
Testimonial. She's basing it off what she said, right?
Okay.
She's saying, well, this is what the teacher said.
Oh, you're saying using evidence based off of...
No, I was saying that her emotional state, like the video, you're only just seeing actions of what happened.
But she's saying her emotional state was this, right? That's what I'm saying. That's testimonial. You know what's the strongest point of evidence that you can have?
Video?
Physical. Video. It's there. You can say, well, I was feeling this, but if you look at I'm not trying to come at you like you're wrong. I'm just saying.
And I don't feel that way. I'm just saying that I don't feel like you should fight children, period. I agree with everybody's point of view about de-escalating the situation and so forth. But I also feel like you have a right to defend yourself. And if you feel like you are in danger, you can defend yourself.
But the video is ensuring that she was in danger. Man, we're beating a dead horse.
Yeah.
I mean.
Okay, so we're looking at the video. The video, the teacher clearly pushed the girl for entering her space.
Yeah.
The girl entered her space, and the teacher we're looking at it now. Y'all can see? The teacher kind of shoved her back, like out of here, get out of my space. But the girl was trying to reach for her phone, as you see the video. Right. The girl is trying to get her phone. The teacher's preventing it. Then she pushes her out of her space. Then she pushes her. Then the girl takes a swing. Not even a really good hit, though. Barely. She hits the teacher's arm.
It looked like this.
Yeah, and then, come on, man.
And she's saying, give me my phone,
Teacher, get the fuck out of here. Fuck out of here. I mean, I'm sorry. I get it. Like, you deal with these little bad
motherfuckers. She pulled her hair after the whole...
That's why
all of that.
I didn't even want to, because I didn't want to fight about it. But when she was saying that she pulled her hair out, I'm like, man, fuck out of here.
Her hair, she gave her phone.
Like, none of that, all of it would have been avoided had you simply giving the little girl her fucking phone.
No, I'm still with.
And I know you disagree with that.
Fuck that.
No, hold on. But, I know you disagree with that. Yeah. But do you think that the situation could have been avoided had she done it, whether you agree or not?
I just think the way the way when the teacher started kind of pushing away. I think I don't know.
No.
Answer the question.
Please answer my question.
Answer the question.
Yes. If they would have given the phone away, they probably wouldn't have fought.
All right.
That's just, and that's why I just wanted people's opinion on that. I'm all about avoiding the situation that happened. How do we avoid the fight?
Who was right? Who was wrong?
Who was right? Who was wrong? I don't care about that. How do we avoid Christina slapping the shit out of me? I give Christina the fucking gavel. Here, baby. I'm sorry. Now she won't slap me. But if she's saying, "I'll give me the goddamn gavel, I'm gonna beat your ass," and I say, "Man, just get the fuck off it," and then she takes a swing and I take a swing. Now we fighting. I could have avoided that by saying, "Man, here, dog, here, man. Goddamn."
Yeah.
Now I don't see. Now if I give her what she wants and she still attacks me, that's a different thing.
Yeah.
But I don't think that. Even watching the video, the girl she's trying to reach around to get her phone. Do you like after? What do you say? What did you say?
Ask her the question.
Yeah, what do you say? What? What?
Like I said, I do not advocate people fighting.
All right, do I need to play legal?
I'm just saying, I feel like if she felt like her life was in danger,
And it
she
wasn't.
felt like she was defending herself, she has a right to defend herself. That is what I am saying.
But
Yeah, she's saying she got a right to defend herself if somebody approaches gets in her space.
I said if she felt like her life was in danger.
But what about just approaching, getting in my space?
That is why I'm not a teacher, a substitute.
Right. I don't disagree with your argument. Somebody come in my space, you have a right to defend yourself.
Yeah.
Right, and that's all I've been saying. She has a right to defend herself if she felt like her life was in danger.
And she could have very well felt like.
But if
that.
you have
Okay.
something, if I have something of yours in my space, I'm coming to your space to get it. That she's trying to get it.
I don't think we disagree in nowhere.
We all. Yeah.
I didn't ask you. So if she gave it, well, I did ask you that. You said you don't feel like giving her the phone would have avoided the conflict.
No.
Even though you see the girl coming up, reaching, trying to grab her phone.
You know, if they would have gave her that phone, that fight would.
I feel like that, but I don't want to accuse her.
I just feel like I don't know.
You know.
Well,
you
none
just
of us
don't-
know. We going by what
Y'all
we
know.
think. What we
Y'all know if they gave that phone to the little girl, it wouldn't have fought. Y'all know that. Now she might have still been talking shit, but a fight wouldn't have occurred. That we're pretty sure of.
It's like certain stuff without.
Come on.
It doesn't.
Well,
have
I can't.
To
See,
have,
can we
But
get
I
it's still
don't-
speculation. It's all.
it's all
It's
speculation.
all speculation. And I feel like even watching the video, I feel like even what's going on in the beginning of the video shouldn't have led to a fight anyway.
But it did.
But it did. But that's what.
Give me my phone. Give me my phone.
But that's what
in the video. That happened. That actually happened.
But that's what I'm saying. Like
Well, we
I don't
beating it
know.
down.
Yeah, I know, man.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, no, I just it's interesting to me because if people have different perspectives, and I like to hear everybody's perspective.
Right.
And that's why I'm bringing goddamn, we got what was that?
I don't know.
We got flies flying around Katrina. Listen, everything's
They want
attracted.
in. They want in.
Everything's attracted to Katrina.
She brought them from home, bro.
But she
No.
brought flies. Ridgemont4s Finest, salute to her.
Thank you for stopping by.
For giving a teacher perspective. I wish she could have stayed a little bit longer. Had she been here before and kind of known how we kind of pod, I would have, I would have dug a little deeper or pushed a little more against the bullshit she was saying. I'm just joking. I'm just joking. No, but in all honesty, I would have pushed a little further against some of the points that she was making, because some of it to me, especially when we start talking about policy and all that shit, to me just sounded like a cop out to me, and it sounded just more like an excuse of why the teacher fought, because she clearly thinks the teacher was in the right,
Yeah.
and I clearly think the teacher was in the wrong.
Okay.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, I don't think she stated a position one way or another. I think based on facts, I think she was just really talking about.
But all of her points. All of her
Yeah,
points.
she was defending the teacher.
Yeah.
She defended the
I-
teacher.
I-
She didn't have one bad
Yeah.
thing to say about the teacher.
But she didn't. I think. No, I think she was giving perspective on what people were saying, and the content that she got about people saying, there needs to be a policy for this, and she was saying there is a policy for this. There are training and things that people do, but it is a very fine line within those scopes.
Yeah, I think her perspective was more so of what teachers have to deal with, what we go through. And I think
Right.
that kind of
The black and
clouds.
white, yeah.
I think that kind of clouds the actual what we actually talking about. Even that,
But I don't think she picked a side.
Okay.
I think she was just saying facts.
The face of the all of
I don't.
Get a shot of Alicia's face real quick.
Well, you know what?
She picked a side.
Invite her back and ask her. What's
No. But I'm glad that
you'll hear back the interview. She picked a side.
Yeah, I'm glad that she came through and offered her perspective.
But I mean, she does a job that none of us can do. None of us want to.
No,
do.
I can do that shit.
I can't.
I can't.
I can't deal with the.
But I have the temperament to deal with that shit.
I can't.
I get frustrated and when dealing with adults. When I said go into there with a plan, you have to know that these type of things are going to happen dealing with unruly people. And not just unruly, what do you call people who just kind of just don't get it? They just don't, they don't comprehend certain things. They just want what they want. And outside of that, they don't think.
Kids.
They're just kids.
I mean, we deal with it every day on our jobs.
All right, spirited discussion. Thank everybody for coming through. Any final words? Damn, I already asked you. What about you?
About what?
Any final words?
Nah, like again, man. I mean, shout out to teachers. Y'all do shit that we can't do. I couldn't deal with kids 8 hours a day.
I could to be off 2 months out of the year. Christmas break, Easter break, spring break, all these breaks and shit. Man, fuck out of here, teachers.
I'm off 6
Teachers
months
work
out
hard,
of the year.
man.
Nah, I'm
After
just
work,
fucking
they
with
have papers to grade, all kind of stuff, man.
Do they still grade papers?
Yeah.
No, well, yeah. Listen, I know that we've moved on to. I didn't even know that they allow phones in classrooms. I mean, I'm not surprised.
Work
to hear that.
on the phones in some
things, but for the most, like I said, in our school.
Wait.
no
When I
phone
say
policy.
grade papers, my mom was a teacher. She teaches I don't know how many years, and she's a retired teacher. I used to see her grading papers with the fucking, what do you call that big book? The grade book and shit.
Oh yeah.
Oh man, all of that shit's in spreadsheets and all of that.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I was saying, like, they still.
It's online. It's
Yeah. The grade book is electronic.
Yeah.
But they actually have to grade the paper.
Excel spreadsheets. Man.
All right, well, salute the teachers. Everybody out there, thank y'all for listening. Spirited debate, teacher, right or wrong. Y'all give y'all input. Let us know what it do. Yeah, I think is that it?
I think that's it, man. It was a
spirited.
Yeah, I like the different viewpoints, even though everybody was wrong except me. I mean, I like that.
Yeah, I agree with mostly what you said. I would like to hear other people's opinions though. Like, we got one teacher's opinion. It doesn't necessarily have to be a teacher. I would like to hear the opinions of some other people.
I know my friend Roxanne Villafranco. She was on the comment. She was the one that was I think defending the teacher. She was an admin for the principal.
Was she the one that said sometimes you just see red or some shit like that?
I think so. I think that was her deal.
Well, I think if everybody, go to the playground and give us your opinion.
All right.
Because the post is up.
We out this bitch.
Salute, Roxanne. See you later.
Roxanne.